Yeah, it does. The Cane of Burna does have some places. Anyways, we are off. Welcome to Stoops Long's house. Oh, Hoos. Sorry, Hoos. Stoop Long's Hoos.
Oh, well, hook shot right away.
That's going to trivialize a bomb escape by quite a bit. Even if we do get bombed. Now, granted, it does make it a little menu heavy, so it's hard to say how much we'll see it. Depends on how much they have practiced their bomb strats, as the optimal bomb strats are actually very fast already.
Absolutely, but also getting the early hook shot, we could find out what the stun prize is for this match. And we get Burna.
We get Burna. Yep. I expect to see them. So often when you get a magic item here, you should probably be killing these two guards with the Cane of Burna. Now let's see what our stun prize is. It's a green rupee. It's vanilla. Is this even randomized? Yes, it obviously is. We don't have a sword. So I won't see much use of this stun prize this time through, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
And actually, the hookshot really won't actually help a lot with killing these guards faster. As long as you know the fact that Cane of Burna will always knock an enemy straight up is an important note to have. And as long as you know that, it's pretty trivial to make sure that you kill each guard fairly efficiently, even without stunning them with the hookshot. Heart drop, not quite what we want, but at least it progresses the prize pack a little bit. So, for instance, pulling out the hookshot is probably less efficient than necessary, but at the same time, it does make things a little bit safer. Both runners opting for the same strategy here, at least, so neither one losing any time to the other for it. Viper King, however, are going to be very low on magic here. It is an interesting situation. Now, if he knows where the magic pots are in the sewer escape, he may just go with it. If he does not, it may actually be prudent for him to immediately save and quit upon rescuing Zelda, for the purpose of getting the refill to a quarter magic as soon as he gets there.
Absolutely. He probably should stun this green guard here, if he can get around them.
Or just hit him with the pot, which would... It'll take a little bit longer, of course, but he got it. He got there.
Nice full heart container right away, though.
I say that, I'm a little silly, of course. Since we have the hookshot will kill the rat, so we actually don't need any more magic. Except to farm for bombs.
I was actually going to ask that. I wasn't sure if they killed the rat or not, stunned them, but I thought they did, so should be okay.
Yeah. Depending on his plan, he may still pick up those pots that I mentioned. Oh, this is interesting. This is a problem. We are going to need to save and quit. That guard respawned. I'm not quite sure exactly what caused that guard to respawn, but...
Yeah, that's quite interesting. Not exactly sure neither. I'm confused. But nonetheless, it's only a minor, 30 seconds that he had to reload back on.
And Hozu mentioning exactly that sort of part of what we were just talking about, which is you don't want to save and quit from the print cell. You want to save and quit from where asyx is right now if you're going to refill your magic, so that you don't have to deal with that guard again. However, asyx, of course, quickly going through here, he is going to pull out the I think we're gonna get some rope kills here, see what we can find. Unfortunately, no bombs. Did get another magic pot though, which is not too bad to see right now. The powder. Interesting.
A nice early safety on. They got a full heart container, now powder. So it's good to have in the later dungeons, if we don't get more hearts, that you can at least have the option, especially like in Thieves Town, to fill your hearts back up before you go to blind.
And asyx finally getting to the bomb drop. Had to kill about 8 rats to finally cycle all the way through to it.
But opting not to pick up that 20 rupee, I always like to see it, if we could get at least 100 rupees as we leave escape, because then we don't have to worry about bottle vendor in Kakariko.
It is true, and we'll see how much that matters. It's not going to matter. It's not going to matter at all.
Well, it's the commentator's curse there. He gets the 300 rupees, and good play by him.
301 rupees, thank you very much. With that green rupee, with that single green rupee in the chest right behind the big 300. I'm not quite sure who decided to put all their money in one chest and almost none in the other, but mind games, everyone. Everyone wants to go for the middle chest.
Maybe the King of Hyrule is a little stingy, His is the 300 chest, and he left Zelda the 1 rupee.
Anyways, off we go. On all the fastest escapes, you typically want to see escape take about 6 minutes, a little bit high. That one closer to 640, 645, but getting through there without much trouble at least. Viper King not awfully behind, losing about 1.5 minutes overall to the green guard coming back and the required reset there. Another bomb drop, which is going to be very nice. Allows him to decide to check either the well or Blind's hut with no repercussions if he shouldn't get another bomb before then.
Well, we did fail to say that they did get the lamp, which makes for better routing at the end. You do some. I don't know if these runners know dark rooms, but having it early is definitely a relief to some people. Not having to worry to navigate. And it looked like it was the next shield upgrade on Lumberjack.
Okay. I was thinking, like, that looks like fire shield. Not even thinking about the fact that we actually already have a shield. I thought I just missaw what it was.
Well, that means at least for what we have right now, this might not be an Agaseed. So, depending on what other progression items we get, we'll see where that leads.
Yeah, we'll see exactly what we find. There's very little leading us to know what's coming next. Lots of runners don't like to see the lamp early just because it does sort of push towards Aga, but at the same time, it's a very small push because it could also be a push to Death Mountain. It could also be a push to Eastern Palace. So many things that it could be pushing you towards.
Well, we'll get to see what Blind's keeping hidden under his hut here. So, 5 items here.
And like I said, with that, because we got that 1 extra bomb, we get the ability to at least check this without having to worry about going to buy more bombs first. If we get more bombs in here, we might even get to not have to buy bombs for any of this. Unfortunately, not quite what we're getting as of yet. No, just money, money, and more money. A little bit of love, more money. Straight down we go, right to buy some more bombs. Maybe get some. Yeah, we're gonna check the pub first, real quick here. There's the bombs we wanted.
It's nice, well play. I like to see that. Some people I see go right down to buy them. I'm like, it could be in this one chest here. You might as well give it a look. So
yeah,
it's good to see.
yeah, and I really like making sure that you talk to the bottle vendor as well, because if the bottle vendor happens to have bombs, that's much easier to check than coming all the way down to coming all the way down even to the pub as he did. But that only matters if the bottle vendor happens to have bombs, which he did.
Of course. It seemed like whatever we mentioned happens in the seed, so let's be careful what we say.
Yeah. I'll try not to commentate too many blind fights, because I seem to curse blind fights a lot. And now I've just cursed the entire seed, but, you know, that's a different thing. Look at all these bombs. We're gonna suddenly be at the point where we don't even need to buy more bombs. Okay, we probably should buy more bombs, but at the same time, 7 is pretty close to enough to get through the rest of most of what you need to deal with. Viper King is a little upset at the bottle guy, punching him in the face a couple times.
Understandable. Spending 100 rupees, what are you gonna spend 50 rupees down below?
Well, and he had already purchased the bombs, of course, as well. So the bombs that he got didn't even do anything because he'd already had the bombs.
So far, nothing of consequence, so we might see an Agassi depending on what we find. Maybe, you know, in Mini Moldorm Cave or...
Too early to say still, though, because you still need 2 items to have Aghanim, 2 more items to have Aghanimax as well, versus 3 to have otherwise Dark World access. Well, he's not even going to bother finishing for the Bloopy.
Absolutely, and they are, with all of this money that they're getting, it could be pushing them towards Zora once they have a chance to get up there, either by a fake flipper or, you know, finding the flippers themselves.
Or finding the gloves, technically, is another way to get up there. Most people not ever using the gloves to get up there, but it is technically the way you're supposed to do it. Well, in the vanilla game.
There's our first sword, though, so that's one piece to the puzzle.
Yep, that's part of the Aghanim access, and that's where you start going, okay, maybe I will have to do Aga first. Maybe that's what we're gonna see first here. Well, we found more bombs.
Bombs
asyx
everywhere, but where they need it.
asyx saying, I don't need more bombs. I feel like I would have picked them up, but if he's saying I've got enough weapons to go for the seed, that's a very fair statement. Especially with the hookshot for this. Hookshot being one of the better items for this cave. And also just, of course, having the sword, which is always a good weapon for almost any enemy in the game.
Yeah, but that mini Moldorm proving a little elusive. And we look like Viper King's going towards Eastern right now.
Yep. So he won't get his sword quite as early. The blue mail's down here, but that's of less issue. Some health, nice healthy mini Moldorm cave. It's not a great one, but I'd take all that health this early in the seed.
Absolutely, especially coming down this way where you get the health and the blue mail, because these crabs do decent damage when you're in green mail.
Yep. Now, I wouldn't expect... There's a decent chance we don't see a fake flipper play here, just because we don't have the Moon Pearl, which means that we can't check the Waterfall Fairy Cave, because we can't get into the Water Walk state.
I agree, yeah, because then the fake flipper will only give you one item, and it looks like we have vanilla green pendant at Eastern.
A lift upgrade. Well, time for Death Mountain play, potentially. see if that's what he's going to do. Nah, he's going to go to Eastern. asyx is going to go to Eastern as well. See, to me, Cookie Crumbs say even though you're only going to get access to 2 items by going up Death Mountain, Cookie Crumbs sort of lead me there, but you never know. Maybe you need an item from this area before you can even go there. Also does make the Zora play a little bit more appealing, as Zora is in logic with the gloves being found.
Agreed. We could have vanilla flippers. You never know if that progresses the seed, but they have a few options on their hands to choose from.
Yeah. And Magic Cape, I missed the cape. Was it in the back? It must have been in the back here. It's the Hospitalist hut.
So technically, there's our Aga, especially with that Moon Pearl right there.
Yep. That's quite the cave. asyx is just noping out. I wonder exactly what play he's planning to make here. It looks like it might be Death Mountain. Almost definitely Death Mountain. You're not a great way to get to the witch from here. I'm actually almost surprised that he didn't want to turn in the mushroom immediately to the witch, although he might be saving it for a potential fake powder in the future if he gets to keep the mushroom for a while.
Understandable. And Viper King's dip into Eastern here only approved 2 items, nothing of consequence. So there's 1 more item left. We'll see if it's actually in logic or not. We get the big key right here.
Well, it doesn't even need to. We have the lamp already.
That's right, but it could be stuck on...
but it could be on Armos, in which case it doesn't matter if it's on logic or not, because we can't kill Armos without the bow, and that's why it's not in logic. Oh, right, we have powder. I'm silly. So, yes, so... Never mind me and my calling for fake powder when fake powder is obviously not needed because we have real powder.
You know, we don't get powder that early in Escape, so it's still, you know, in the back of your mind. But that being said, you could be waiting till you can get the mirror and maybe rope in Catfish into Zora at the same time, put in the mushroom.
So on top of the cave, we have a vanilla piece of heart. And in the cave, we have bombs. A shovel inside Eastern Palace.
All right, 2 fetch quest items. Technically 3 with the magic powder. So getting the fetch quest up to start.
Yeah, just can't complete the magic powder yet because we don't have the hammer or Dark World Axe. Well, the other way is a lot more complicated that we are not even close to that yet.
Well, with Paradox Cave over here, we have 7 items, so a nice location check here from asyx.
Master Sword, okay, well, that might push a little bit more towards Aga, but we'll see how many fetch quests we want to do first. It'll be a little interesting to see exactly how far we go, because of course we are only 1 further item from being in Dark World access. We need either the Titan's Mitts or we need the hammer. Well, there's the mirror. That gives us access to Tower of Hera. Ooh, that was a cave.
That was. He contemplated leaving, but decided he's gonna go.
I was about to say, he really should be saving and quitting because it would be faster. Oh, he wants to Spiral Cave, of course. Don't forget Spiral Cave, folks. Because the time you skip Spiral Cave is the time it has your progression. Is remembering to check the island, and it's a big 20. course, with big 20s being 1 in 8 items is not that surprising. asyx probably not too upset about getting an extra bomb drop right there. He's running short. He's running tight on the bombs this seed.
Yeah, he chose not to get those bombs that Viper King just picked up. You know, bombs is always good, and he looks like he's making the Aghanim play. Agina.
Yeah, Viper King making the play to Aghanim's cave. And asyx, of course, unsurprisingly making the play for Tower of Hera. And why not? You've got Tempered Sword, you've got access to Tower of Hera. There's no reason to not be doing Tower of Hera right now if you have any swords. Especially with the fire source, we can guarantee the full clear to get both items and the crystal. Bugnet.
And having Tempered Sword this early is going to make a lot of these light world bosses and just bosses in general easier on these guys.
Yeah, definitely Tempered Sword gets can cut through a lot of enemies very quickly. Viper King unfortunately not finding anything on the Desert Ledge either. Desert Ledge always an interesting play to make that early on, as it takes out quite a while to check for not a lot of information advantage. First item in Tower of Hera, though, being the 10 arrows, just 10 arrows, so that's not going to be of a lot of use, unfortunately. I think asyx has just got hit. No, he is going to go for it. For a second there, I thought he decided that his bombs were a little too precious to bother, but still decides to go for it. I guess he would have had to use the bomb there regardless, because he had to hit that switch somehow or other.
Yeah, and using the clever play here by grabbing onto the wall and using the cape, which doesn't drain your magic.
All right, and whoops, it's going a little bit too far up. Not going to really cost any time whatsoever. Like, it costs the animation time of the fall and walking back up the stairs, but otherwise, very small time loss there. Not needing to kill the beetles again.
Absolutely, but if I was in, there's one bomb left, I probably would have grabbed one of the bombs from those pots in that room.
It's not a huge deal. Very few bombable walls left that don't have bombs right next to them. Hype Cave being the big one, though, which does, of course, require 2 bombs to get access to all of the locations by it. Now, then again, there's a second bomb. Not quite sure why he equipped his bombs, though. Not sure if that was just double-checking something on the menu, or maybe that was exactly sort of what we've been talking about here, was he was getting ready to do the bomb jump, then decided, I've only got 1 bomb, I'm just going to save him.
We have Ether on the Hylia Island. We'll see if that comes into play later on.
Yeah, likely not going to matter a lot. Useful knowledge to have, but shouldn't be a sticking point for our runners, most likely. Viper King successfully avoiding getting shot by the archer there. As taking a hit in fake flippers will... in the vanilla game, it would cause a soft lock as it tries to put you back onto what it thinks is ground, but it's not actually ground, because it does a check and realizes you're actually in the water. But in the randomizer, the devs have made a patch so that basically it just kills you instead of forcing you into a soft lock state.
Well, here's now is the smart play. He's doing the fake flippers. He's got the Moon Pearl in hand. He can go do Waterfall of Wishing and do the Water Walk up to Zora, making it a little bit faster and a little bit easier on him.
May decide to not keep the Water Walk depending on how confident he is in dodging all the damage, as you don't want to take damage in Water Walk either, as that can also cause problems. Nice bottle there. First bottle is always an interesting point, because it's now just one more check yet for him to route in at some point. So there we go. Viper King does cancel out his Water Walk state for the safety of... So if he jumps in the water, he'll lose a little bit of time, but he's not going to take a critical loss here for getting hit by a random fireball. asyx, on the other hand, has decided he's done with checking Light World, and he's going on to Aga. And unless Viper King finds the Hammer or Titan's Mitts on Zora, I'd say that's the correct play. Or other progression that would allow him to continue here. And it is not. Oh yeah, I forgot about the fetch quest. We do still have the fetch quest. That's right.
He did check Shovel, I believe, so the only fetch quest we have would be the Mushroom. So if he could check the Mushroom, that'll probably be the last spot he can check out.
Well, asyx not even having the shovel yet. But, yeah.
But nonetheless, I would think this is the play to go.
It looks like it, yeah. Of course, Viper King here, gonna go up to Death Mountain. Gonna do everything he can to avoid doing Aga. Not gonna succeed, but that being said, he wants what's in the Paradox Cave before he goes to Aga anyways. You don't want to be doing Aghanim with Fighter Sword if you don't have to. He'll be very happy to be able to do this with Tempered instead.
Absolutely. Having Tempered in there, it's only 2 hits with these red guards, a 1 spin slash, which makes it a lot easier to get yourself through Aga.
Gotta be careful walking those bridges. They're a little skinny. Getting all the way around the corner before the cutscene starts. Very clean movement there, asyx. Viper King realizing he probably doesn't want to be in the Dark World there just at the moment. Oh, we never asked it. Yeah, I see Wolflink putting a guess into chat here. Always want to guess how many blue balls. It's a little bit late now. We're already 3 regular hits in, but if anyone wants to guess on how many blue balls. always just go for the 3 as well. Granted, the 3 is not even an interesting guess. The only reason I like 3 is because it's the trolly enough to force a second lightning without being like overly trolly. But it's also the most common answer, so it's less interesting, fortunately. Nice master sword there for the Viper King. As he comes up here and will shortly pick up his tempered sword. I expect asyx is going to pick up that heart container.
Absolutely. Being in the Dark World with only 6 hearts, you know, I would choose to get that 7th one as well. These things, even with blue mail, will do enough damage to you to worry you to go through.
So we are going to skip the pod check right now. Maybe we won't skip the pod check. Maybe we just want to route in the catfish immediately. Actually, he might be getting in the Zora play as well, just to see if, as of course asyx has not done Zora yet.
I would have, if I was him, turned that mushroom in while he was routing this way, just to get it done over it as well.
Definitely true.
The fish only having more rupees, and he'll be even disappointed when he spends his rupees to get just a bomb upgrade down this way.
To be fair, I probably would have picked up those 50 rupees. You're not fully set for cash yet this seed. But especially when you're about to go do the Zora check.
Well, yeah, he's got the 500 for Zora, and if he's going down to Pod, that's 110 there, so it's gonna be he'll only be left with 10 rupees at that point.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we're spamming some mirror button for everyone's audio enjoyment. Saving Quentin probably right back to the end. Of course, right back to the entrance. I'm sure he'll go here. It will be interesting to see now, of course, whether he does decide to do pod or whether he just immediately goes through North Dark World. And I expect there's a decent chance the answer is through North Dark World, considering he did skip the Eastern Palace play altogether at the start here, but we shall see.
And absolutely, not having hammer or bow going into pod might be frivolous at best, so he's probably thinking that going north and heading towards Village of Outcasts would be the more smart play to do.
Yeah. Are we turning in the mushroom now? Yeah, so I'm not sure if he realized that he had the mushroom, just sort of looked at it and went, whoops, I probably should have done this earlier, or what exactly the case is, but we're here now. Might have literally just taken a look at his tracker and gone, oh shoot, I have the mushroom.
Yeah, he probably just forgot and figured he was coming back this way anyway, so we'll just reroute it down there. It's only 10 arrows. Probably would have got a health refill from the vendor in there, though.
It wouldn't have been a bad idea. And good. Well,
All right.
we're gonna look at a frozen screen for a little bit here. Okay, let's see. Find here real quick. All right. We'll just take a couple moments here. Gonna see if I can get a little bit more details on what's going on. Pulling up the individual streams. It does look like Viper King has finished Tower of Hera. I'm just trying to see if I can get to asyx's channel real quick.
asyx is dipped himself into Skull Woods. Looking, and I have his chat up, his stream up.
Viper King on his way to be disappointed by finding the mushroom, just as 10 arrows.
Gibdo's in asyx streams, giving him a little trouble here, and
Basically doing what Gibdos do. Like, let's be honest. Gibdos are having such a straightforward pattern. Viper King getting his disappointment from just finding 10 arrows.